Hi class, I wanted to take a moment to demonstrate a metric model here. So I guess first I'm going to clean this up a little bit, squeeze this over just so you can see everything. Now, we have customer service complaints every day that have been logged. Okay? So if customer service complaint for current day is greater than average, put red. If customer service complaints for current day is less than average, put green. So I only have two conditions here. If I wanted to be more adventurous, I would put in if customer service complaint for current day is greater than average times 1.5, or in other words, it's 150% greater than average. Then I could put red, and then if it's just greater than average, I could put yellow, and so forth. So I could easily have several conditions here and do that. In fact, when I think about metric models, there's actually DEFCON, if you're familiar with the military, defense readiness, DEFCON. They have multiple colors, but there's also a terrorism one that was developed after the 2001 terrorist attacks, where they have blue, orange, red, yellow, and green. So they have different conditions. That honestly, that's a metric model. I mean, I know it's related to defense and military, but the metric is the threat level, like the perceived threat. Whereas in this case, we're just trying to figure out, hey, do we have a new trend here, or did something pop up here that we need to be concerned about? So let's say that we're in day 12 here. We're not quite in day 13 or anything like that, but we're just monitoring this because we just put this model in place, and we know the average is 35, right? So what we want to do in this case, you can do a conditional format, which says highlight cell rules if this. So we selected that cell, so we want this to be greater than the average. Okay? We'll fill with red, or we can do custom format where it's red there. Okay, and then we would want to do another one. Okay, so highlight cells if it's less than this number. Okay, we'll fill it in with green fill. Okay, so because it's perceiving the conditional format to be 0, even though I know you're fully aware that nulls and zeros are different things, the conditional formatting tool within Microsoft Excel is perceiving an empty cell as 0, which is unfortunate. Because in other cases, Excel does know the difference between null and 0, but in this case, it's treating it as similar. Or at least if it is blank, it is treating it as a non-red condition. So, for example, let's put in 36. Look what happens there. Automatically, we get a condition red. So imagine for a minute that we're a customer service manager, and we have a dashboard that somebody set up a metric model for. Okay. Now you can set up metric models in Tableau. It doesn't have to be in Microsoft Excel like you see here. And believe me, this would be put into a dashboard. This would be put into a different kind of spreadsheet. You wouldn't see all this stuff here. You wouldn't see a trail here. Well, you would honestly just be seeing one little box, customer service for the date, and then it would just pop up. It wouldn't be anything glorified like all of these cells that are filled in here. This is just for demonstration purposes so that I can explain it to you. So, if we put in 38, it's condition red. And so we know that, let's say it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because we're not quite finished with the day. Our dashboard that's updated in real time puts in a 38. We know that's going to be a heightened day because we know it's above average. So we might want to take a look at this. Maybe there's something going on. Certainly, if we had 80, that's where where you would want to spell out more conditions. Like if the current day is greater than the average times 2, then bells and whistles, alerts, DEFCON 1, that kind of stuff should be going off. I think about a couple of years ago when the first day of football, so NFL football, the first day, ESPN's servers crashed for the Fantasy Football League. So all these people playing fantasy football were expecting the servers to be online because they log in, they pay for the service, and the servers just crashed because they didn't prepare for enough hits to the server. So Facebook, Twitter, all those places just got bombarded with complaints. Now, because it was on a Sunday, I remember this vividly because I even posted, I said, hey, ESPN, I think your social media analyst is falling asleep at the wheel here. Nobody is responding to these posts. I think you should look into that, or certainly look into having somebody available on Sundays and Monday nights to be able to monitor this. Because what What good is having an alert for social media if nobody's watching it? Or anything. What good is having a metric model if your company isn't going to respond to it and change their behavior? Because remember, that's what we're after in this class, or in this unit, is changing or influencing the behavior without having anybody to... This is for the data analyst or the regular business person, the salesperson, or customer service rep to know they're not going to get an MS in business intelligence and work in Python or R and work with more sophisticated tools. They literally just want to log into their report and hit the run button and, oh crap, we're in condition red. That means I got to do something here. Or, oh hey, we're in green, not too bad. Well, or yellow, oh we got to monitor this because it could become worse, etc. So just watch how it works again by default. Okay, so that's how you would build one. Now, you could turn this in. This would be fine. But if you want to go into a document and essentially put this in there, this is really what you're after. I don't need more than that. Okay. Now, if you want to showcase your work and possibly use this, go into a Word document, copy and paste this in there, and then write a paragraph explaining everything I just did with you in this video. Okay. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to, you could just go in, insert shapes. You don't even have to do this in Excel is what I'm getting at, folks. Is you don't even have to set this up and make sure it works. I'm not asking for that. All I'm asking for is you to create some boxes, really, with different colors, like maybe get a red, shape fill of red, right? And another one here, shape fill over here. Okay? And this one would be shape fill of green. I don't really like that green. It just not as vibrant as I like my greens to be. It reminds me of a flag for a country out there. But now we would put in a text box. Okay, so we go to Insert and find that text box up here. And we would put in condition red. Greater than average. Now you'd make this pretty, right? Like, I don't want to take up too much more of your time here, but you'd make this pretty. Now, if you want to do some professional work here, make it look pretty. You might change the font a little bit. Now I'm going to cheat here and make another text box. Whoops, nope. Okay, didn't like my attempt to cheat. So we'll go up to Insert again. Text box, we'll pop it in there. We'll do condition green. And your company might have an acronym, right? Customer, CSC, maybe. Less than average. And one more thing that I did not touch on that I think the clever among you is going to pick up on here. So again, beautify that, make it clean and crisp. This is all I need. Like, I don't need you to go through and do all this stuff. What I need is this graphic here that you can copy and paste into a Word document so that you can write a paragraph explaining the behind-the-scenes stuff on it. That's all I need. Okay? What if it was 35, right? What if this was 35? Well, technically, it's still awarded it the green. Okay? Should it have? Okay, should it have awarded it the green? So maybe we need another one where you put yellow. Okay, so I'm going gangbusters here. This is something that I like to do. So you can turn the video off now if you want. But so now what we want to do is go up to conditional format, highlight cells. If it's equal to this. Now again, keep in mind, I'm not putting 35 in here because the average could change over time. What I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put in a yellow. Okay. Now you might say, hey professor, why didn't it change? Well, because the average is multi-decimal. Okay. So what you might want to do, this is getting much more sophisticated, is do the round function, where it rounds to the nearest whole number, and see what we did there. Now we got that, except I didn't set the conditional format up properly. I mistakenly put in the text as yellow, where I'm going to want that as black, actually, or automatic, and the fill is going to be yellow. Apply. There we go. Now we're better. Okay. So a lot happened there, a lot to unpack. My objective was just to explain the logic behind metric models here, and then say, hey, of course, now you might want to put in a new one, a third layer here. this stuff. Because now that we've got the yellow one, you got to make it pretty, right? Data ink ratio, condition, yellow equals average. Okay, and one thing we didn't do, we didn't change the background yet. So there we go. Now because this is white text, data ink ratio would say fixed that. So we're going to go to that. Okay. So there's your metric model. Beautiful. Take a screenshot if you want, but just be careful. I don't like grid lines, so if you're going to take a screenshot of this, instead of just copying and pasting these, you could literally do, let's just go over there and go to Word. Copy and paste. There's your metric model. Okay. And clean it up. This is professional, right? This is academic. So I don't want you to just type in something here. That would be bad. It doesn't look professional. But there you go. There's your metric model. And then you just write a paragraph explaining it. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful to you.